Okay, so we have 6 OEMs that I'm going to invite to the stage. 2 or 3 years ago, as a purple community, we were happy to have at least some OEMs on the stage. Now we had to make a selection. So this year we selected those that are platinum sponsor of the Purple Summit. So many thanks, guys, for being those sponsors. We really appreciate. So please come to the stage. So the first one is Mike Emmendorfer. Mike. Carlos Santos. Linda Lee. Charles Cheevers. Kai Shu. And Gavin Ya. Please join me on the stage. So before we start, I will repeat a little bit what has already been said, but I believe it's really important. But let's talk about it in the context of OEMs, ODMs, whatever the name we give. If we look at the business models of those guys, it's quite straightforward, right? They are selling hardware. So basically, the more they sell and the faster they replace what has already been sold is good for their business, okay? And during 20 years and even more, this business model was basically extremely compatible with the end user expectations, right? Because you were providing a faster internet, a better Wi-Fi, etc. So exactly what the end users were expecting. Now, if we look at the different discussions that are ongoing and what has already been said today twice, I suppose, the problem that we all face as industry is that the customers, the end users, it's not that obvious that they are really willing to upgrade to even faster internet or even better Wi-Fi. Moreover, they are more and more sustainability aware. So for this reason, they may not be willing to replace what they already have. So this is a challenge for operators, but this is also a challenge for those that produce those devices. So this is a very interesting moment in the industry when the things are changing. So this is a good opportunity to talk with those people about their perception about this moment. And of course, when we say that this is a challenge, there is also the most obvious answer is, okay, so what we need to provide is more innovation based on software and data and a little bit less on just pure hardware. And Purple, of course, is here for that, to provide this support for this approach. So let's have a look at the situation. A few of those questions were already asked today, but they were asked to the operators or chipset vendors. Here, what is interesting is to learn more about what is the perception of the chipset manufacturers. As we are running out of time, I will skip our first questions, guys, so I'm sorry for that. And we'll start with the second set of questions. So we will start with Charles. So Charles, please let me know, according to your current experience with Purple, what are the key benefits of Purple for the operators?
For the operators, the
right.
Key benefits, I mean, it was designed, as you know, Wojtek, to abstract the requirement for monolithic work in the stack, right? Operators for years would come to us and say, can we add something? Can we add a partner? And that was a very laborious task, and adding features was just difficult, right? The cadence of software was one release a year. The cadence of hardware was 18 months plus on hardware. So the Purple, as I always say, was designed from the ground up to be a user application space feature stack, not a RIP v2 routing stack, which is what we focused on in the early days. So the real differentiation now is moving higher up the stack, right? It's moving into the value add space. And that's at the LCM level, the apps that are been put in the edge, the apps that are controlled from the cloud. And that's what I think the operators want. They want the same consistent user experience, application experience across multiple OEMs, multiple silicon platforms. And prpl is designed to do that.
Okay, so with the eyes of your position in the industry, those benefits look quite similar as for other stakeholders in the value chain. Okay. Now, the very similar question, but this time, what are the benefits that we believe prpl will bring, but this time to guys like you, to the device manufacturers? So this question I will ask to ZT, to Kai Shu.
Actually, from our experience of the prpl project ongoing, we find that it's pretty much changed to especially integrate the third-party services, the new services into our gateway. It's a great saving of resources we have spent it compared with before the traditional way of doing such things. We do monolithic firmware. It costs a lot of time and resources. And it's not much proper for the quick launch of the service to the market. And it's against the operator and end customer's expectation on time, real-time features. So for prpl, it's quite different that we can do it far less resources involved and very much real-time delivery to the market. So on the other hand, there is we don't have to bother again on the cross-upgrade of the service module and the gateway itself. So this is also a great saving of the resources we have to devote it. And then we can reuse the resources to other fields. For example, we can help the operators to define the new services. We can verify the accuracy of the business model, this kind of things, and then feedback to the operators.
Okay, thank you. So we heard about the clear side of the picture, now about a darker part. So Linda, according to you, what are the challenges that prpl brings to OEMs?
I know you're going to give me a challenging problem, right? Okay, so from the OEM perspective, I think it's very similar. What we are looking for is really a very clear and on-schedule deliverables from prpl so that we can be on the same release in order to put, like infrastructure more, either integration with stock vendors or to provide LCM features for integration, right? So we are looking for 3.1, and now I heard it was released. So we have been waiting for that so that everybody can move together. With the maintainer organization you just talked about this morning, I think it will really give the teams here a clear picture of what to count on for the release schedule and the upstream process.
Thank you. So I can just make sure that this challenge, we already feel it too, exactly in the same way. You are not the only one waiting for a more regular prpl releases. By the way, this is one of the topics that we are going to discuss tomorrow in the morning, if my memory is correct. So yeah, I believe we all agree that this is the kind of challenge that we all face and need to address it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, the next question will be for Mike. So we see that prpl will have an impact on the way that things are done. The market is changing also because of this end user expectations. So Mike, please let me know, according to you, in which way prpl will change the role of OEMs in the industry. Will be there a change or not?
Yeah, it will change how the OEMs interface with basically the SOC vendors having a common platform and OS middleware for the prpl OS operating system. It will allow us to focus on the creation of value-added features and functions. It will also transition us to provide some integration type services, maybe in the tier 2, tier 3 market. One other thing that it can do for us is have us focus on analytics for ML and AI. We've talked about, so we're recent members to the prpl Foundation, and we've talked about some use case development that could happen in the ML and AI area. And those analytics will provide an opportunity then for our cloud system to provide a recommendation engine for both open loop and closed loop applications. Okay.
Great. Now, that will be the question for Gavin from Zyxel. I forgot the question, sorry. Yeah, so the question is the following. How would prpl change the way the new products for operators are done? Will there be a change?
Okay, Wojtek, I think this is a very good question. In Zyxel, actually, we believe it's going to make operators' life very easy. Why I say something like this? It's very simple. So when a device deployed with a prpl functionality, actually you can have a very consistent functionality and a feature to the field. And that means a service provider can deploy the service quickly. And in the meantime, service provider can manage the service easily as well. And because of this, they make operators' life easy. And actually, I listened to the morning session about the address from Sophia from Orange, and also Desiree from Verizon, and Jason from AT&T. Actually, they all claim the benefit after the service deployment with prpl. That's why it is going to make everyone's life easy. And more than that, Zyxel is looking for something advanced. We would like to have more and more partners join together and make plug and play mesh operated by prpl mesh working. In this way, I mean, not only operators' life easy, we can also make everyone's life easy. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Now we were talking about different impacts, challenges, etc. But I have a little bit more particular questions to Kaon. As you learned that earlier today, they are definitely one of the pioneers in using prpl in products that are going to be deployed. So my question for you is, as you invested very early in prpl, what business impacts do you expect because of prpl?
Thanks, Wojtek. So I'm gonna pick up one word, which is efficiency. So it's true that Kaon started the journey quite early, and yes, we had the same challenge that Linda was mentioning, right? You know, a moving target in terms of roadmap. However, we all face the same challenges, right? So efficiency is translated inside Kaon in different elements. So today, or until today, we were very focused in building what we believe is the MVP carrier grade proposition from an operator point of view. We have achieved that, and we were actually able, through efficiency, to replicate that work into other platforms, other, you know, SoC-enabled platforms, and we can actually see that benefit, right? It has been way faster to integrate into those new platforms. This obviously from an OEM perspective, and you know, we are very opportunistic, you know, we like business, as you clearly mentioned. This translates in less resources from an R&D point of view. This is definitely a benefit, right? We are saving money, we are saving resources. You can use those resources for, you know, doing other things. Accelerate time to market. We see an acceleration because the platform is definitely on the baseline level that operators do expect. And, you know, pretty much that efficiency translates in, you know, a faster return of investment, because if we are faster in, you know, building those platforms, delivering those platforms, operators will also be faster in deploying those platforms. And that's a win-win game for us, at least the way we see it inside Kaon.
So thank you guys for all those answers. My takeaway from that is basically we all believe that there is a good chance that prpl will bring value to all of us, not only OEMs, but to the operators, and we'll be able to face together the challenges that we have on the market. So that's definitely a very good thing. You know, we can build this future only together. So this is good that we are all aligned. But I have a last question to all of you. So what are your predictions in 1 year from now, when we'll all meet again here in Paris? I don't know, it will be in this place, but somewhere here, where prpl will be at that time? Who's Charles?
Well, I was saying at the break that next year will be the momentous prpl will have launched. There'll be stories from the engineers to the technicians of launching prpl to the consumer feedback on the first prpl launches, from the big three, the Orange, AT&T and Verizon. But I think there'll be other stuff, right? And I think what we were discussing a little bit on the prep for the call was, I think we will also see the introduction of a lot more liaison probably between prpl and RDK, because I think it's time to kind of do that, right? I think we have things like AI coming in where we don't want to develop it twice. We've talked, Carlos used the word efficiency, right? We know that the low-level APIs are almost the same. Let's make them the same. We know that RDK is going more open, so hopefully that's a good thing, and we know it needs application user space as well. So I think all the OEMs, all the people here that work within the two communities, let's try and do something next year to try and get at least the common sense stuff. We don't want to develop two AI frameworks for prpl and RDK, for example, right? Let's build one and let the two stacks run separately, and let the applications, best applications and the best silicon vendors and the best OEMs win in that space then.
That's interesting, because at the beginning of prpl, we believed that we can collaborate quite closely with the RDK community. It didn't happen, but maybe 1 year from now.
Changed. I think certainly 2 weeks ago, as we said, the RDK Summit, much more open, I think more to collaboration. So I know the board and prpl can help with that, but everybody in this audience, if you're doing both system solutions for both sides, I think, follow some of Vodafone's example and push the prpl LCM, follow others as well, right? And just see if we can get some common sense on some of it.
Linda, I feel that you want to be the next.
Yes, I do want to be the next. Okay, so actually, Charles, it's already happening, what you're saying. So what Sercomm has done, just like Oscar, Liel talked about this morning, we already took the prpl LCM to the RDK side, and it's going to be launched very soon. So in 2025, when we're here, I predict there will be more and more committed service providers, SOC vendors, and OEMs, as what we have seen this morning by the numbers. And it's because the framework is really benefiting everyone in those three categories. So I predict that will be more. And I also expect and will guarantee that Sercomm is going to be a very key player in prpl. And that's one of my missions, to keep our company to really contribute and participate in open communities.
That looks strong. Thank you. Who's next? Carlos.
Okay, I can go next, definitely. So I'm going just say it out loud, a bold statement. So we are very convinced. Let's meet in 6 months, and then we can see where we are. That prpl OS will become the leading operating system. I have no doubts on that. And this is, for us, what's going to happen next, right? So first references to prove that is possible. A lot of work from everyone. I mentioned once again the commitments from everyone. So we cannot, if you remember one of my slides, there was a bear on top of an iceberg, right? Below there was a commitment commitment from different elements, right? Not just OEMs, not just silicon providers, not just operators, from everyone that are targeting the same goal. So for us, it's very clear. It's leading industry, it will continue the industry, and it will become a reference in terms of operating system, no doubt.
Great prediction.
All right, so I guess some predictions could be more operators are going to be deploying Purple. There's going to be more Purpleware certified vendors in terms of the high-level API and the Purple OS. We'll see a roadmap for application certification and then maybe more application type certification in maybe late 25 or 2026. I think we're also going to see a big change in more collaboration, maybe between RDK and Purple, maybe using the Broadband Forum as a vehicle for submissions and contributions to that organization. As we know, the Purple Foundation has about 80% of the 181 contributions come from Purple. What I see happening is where RDK and Purple could essentially join forces is in the ML and AI. So the Broadband Forum has TR 436 and 486. Those are providing ML and AI automation for the network access layer as well as the CPE. The 486 is going to be the data model. What I see happening is that Purple could also be one of the lead contributors to those two specifications for AI and ML on the home networking side.
Thank you, Mike. And during one of the breaks today, I had the discussion actually with BBF, and I said that, you know, looking back, I believe that was one of the most important strategic decisions that the board of directors, the prpl Foundation took to work so closely with BBF. So I definitely agree that this is absolutely important, and we may even extend this collaboration in the future. So now the last one.
Okay. I go first. I go. No,
okay, actually, I hold a little bit different opinion on the prediction. Because we have so many Purple committees working on the technical part, security, LCM, etc. So I think from technical part, it's kind of mature to some extent. It's already mature. The technical foundation is pretty well built. Then we should focus more on the ultimate objective of Purple. It's the introduction of value-added services more conveniently. So when we're looking at the consumer market, when we see the, for example, the apps for the mobile services, it's like what? It's like 4 million pieces or even more. But looking at Purple, it's like hundreds and 1,000 levels. So we are far behind. So that's, I think, that the direction, the truly direction we should focus more on. So in a year from now, I want to see more application services to be there, so that we can really reach the dream that Purple will be the Android for mobile devices like 20 years ago.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with you. That the applications in the future is absolutely important, but my way of thinking about this, that is, all the application developers that we have right now are those that were there before Purple became, you know, something well known. So we are still before this point in time where the existence of Purple will create companies willing to develop something to this ecosystem before the moment when the venture capital guys will bring money to invest in this ecosystem. But to do that, we need, of course, the deployments, right? Okay, last one.
Okay, so it will be the best one. Thanks. Actually, from now on, we see more and more services going to deploy based on Purple from now on. And to be honest, next year, we not all will be here again. And we will see people start talking about the benefit that they received based on the service deployment with Purple. But however, this success, we can't, I mean, all of us, we can't make it working without your participation. So I really agree with Carlos, Linda, and also Charles mentioned that there is a commitment behind. All the participate and also the member, we need to contribute what we have and also what we do. And that will be really make a Purple success. And that's why all of us is actually we are very important to be here and also to be work together and do the commitment. And thanks again. In Zyxel, again, we really welcome all the cooperation with all the partners. So I will stay in Paris whole week this week, and you can find me in Network A16 booth. Sorry for that.
So, Gavin, thank you very much for. We cannot imagine a better message to end our roundtable. The call for collaboration and more involvement. This is exactly what we all need. So, guys, please listen to this guy. I fully agree with him. We need more of your participation, and that will be beneficial for all of us. Thank you.